another type of exhaustion that is a result of the combination of all three stressors, and that exhaustion is spiritual exhaustion. When one becomes spiritually exhausted, my God, is when others have been able to lean on them, but now when they are in their point of need, there is nobody for them to lean on. My God, is there anybody who has suffered spiritual exhaustion? When folk needed you to pray, you prayed for them. My God, when folk needed a word from you, you gave them a word. When folk needed to be uplifted by you, you lifted them up. But now you need somebody to fall back on, and it's almost like that Geico commercial when the boss fall back on that lizard. You might as well forget that, honey. Ain't nothing gonna happen out of that. Ain't nothing gonna catch you. My God, you notice the lizard was like, oh my God, I don't know why he falling back on me. I ain't strong enough. Yes. Man, I'm a preach anyway, my God. And so it's tough when you have been strong for others, but when you are facing struggle, everybody else is like, for real, really? You going through it? I'm used to coming to you for advice, my God. I'm used to seeking your counsel. I'm used to coming to you to lean on you. Really? You struggling? You going through? Of all people, you? My God, I can identify with Jesus because he is supposed to be the rock. Yeah, he is losing everything he has. He is supposed to be the one who is solid. He is supposed to be the one who is stable and secure. Yet here he is unraveling at the seams of his life. So Jesus is completely tapped out. And because of this, I have a deeper appreciation for his sacrifice on the cross. Not just in terms of him dying for my sins, but I have another perspective of his situation that I can really relate to. When I look at Jesus here in this text, I can't help but wonder, how could someone who has given so much to others end up with nothing to show for it? Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. How can someone, my God, who has lifted up so many people, how could someone who has blessed so many people, how could someone who has encouraged so many end up with nothing to show for it? I know that the politically correct answer is God wanted him to go through that. But I don't need a politically correct answer right now. I need an answer that speaks to my situation, because you would think that he had done enough to secure people's loyalty and confidence in him. You don't expect a man of his caliber to find himself empty and void at a critical stage in his life. My God, where are the people who cheered him on as he entered into Jerusalem riding as a triumphant king? Where are the disciples, my God, that he has trained for 3 years, who promised to carry on his legacy? Where are the people, my God, that he has healed, fed, and provided hope to when nobody else cared? These are all the questions that I can relate to, because I know what it's like to have given your best, but to end up with nothing to show for it. I'll tell somebody, you can end up with nothing to show for it. You can help a bunch of folk and end up with nothing to show for it. You can bless a bunch of folk and end up with nothing to show for it. You can uplift a bunch of folk and end up with nothing to show for it. How could someone of his caliber, how could someone of his stature, how could someone of his power, how could someone of his integrity, how could someone, my God, of his might and strength do so much to turn cities inside out and end up with nothing to show for it? Yes, God. I have nothing left, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Yeah, you got to understand now. It's like, what more can I do? What more can I do to earn your faithfulness? What more can I do to earn your commitment? What more can I do to draw you into me while I go through this time in my life? This is a classic example of someone who has given so much to his fellow man, yet he finds himself at the mercy of those he has helped, my God, get to where they need to be. Jesus is like, I've encouraged a lot of folk, I've uplifted a lot of folk, and now it's time for me to get some back. There's nowhere for anybody to be found. Oh, Jesus. classic example. I've heard of parents who have helped their children get to school. My God, I'm witnessing this firsthand. A parent has carried a child their whole life. You go on to school and do great things and become what you want to be, and you can't even send mama $10. What's wrong with you?
Yes,
I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. My God, you can't even bless your mama. You can't help your daddy. You done disown everybody who done carried you this far, and you act like you had it made it on your own. What's wrong with you when you can't make sure your mama got a little press hand? What's wrong with you when you can't make sure your daddy got some shoe? What's wrong with you when you think that you so much that you can't help the folk that done help you? Something wrong with you. I wish I could preach up in here, my God. Oh, God. And so as I look at Jesus on this day, I can't help but notice his mood is of one who has nothing left in many different ways. If I had to speak for him, I would probably speak from what he is experiencing in this scene. In verse number 2 and 3 of this chapter, it says that he was given a crown of thorns and a purple robe, then he was mocked. Oh God. It goes on to say that he was slapped in his face, not by one, but by all of the Roman soldiers that were present. Since I am speaking for Jesus on this one, I would say I have no respect and dignity left. Oh God, you know that it's something that you've lost something when people take turns at humiliating you.
Yes, that's right.
My God, it's a shame when people just wait to take their turn to defame you and misrepresent who you are. It's amazing to me how you can go from being the toast of the town one minute to being the goat of the town so easily. The problem with this is that people have short-term memories, and so all they remember is from day to day. I mean, think about it. Where is the centurion of Capernaum and his soldier? My God, they were Roman soldiers. Jesus healed the centurion soldier. You would think if anybody has a right to have an audience with the Roman soldiers, it would be them. But they are nowhere to be found. Oh my God, where is Jairus, the one who he healed his daughter? He's a man of authority. He's a public figure. You would think that if anybody was able to come to speak on his defense, it would have been one of the folk that he had blessed. But I'm here to tell you, it's the people you have helped the most that cause you the most grief. Oh God, it's the folk that you bless the most that cause you the most pain. I can take a little grief from some folk that I ain't done nothing for. I can take a little flack from some folk that I don't have a relationship with. But when it's the people who I have a relationship with, it does something to me psychologically. I wish I had somebody who could talk back to me for a minute. Nobody seems to remember the triumphant entry, oh my God, he made into the city. He was celebrated when he was in the spotlight. Now they are just standing by watching him get roasted by his critics. Not one person has come to his defense. His reputation is ruined in 1 week. The same people that saluted him on Palm Sunday, my God, is spitting on him on this day. It don't make much sense to me. So Jesus looks at it and says, I have no dignity left. Not because I lost it on my own, but because people have taken it upon themselves to push their personal agenda. It's one thing for you to do something to ruin your own rep, but it's another thing when someone takes it upon themselves to become your personal wrecking crew.
That's right.
Oh God, my God, it's one thing for me to mess my own reputation up, but it's another thing for me to take it upon myself or someone to take it upon themselves to humiliate me and misrepresent me every chance they get. Oh God, they want to constantly remind you of what you are not. They want to constantly remind you that they are in control of your life. So they smack you with a taunt. My God, they slap you with laughs and they flog you with facetious statements. Their purpose is to make a clown of you until they change how you view and see yourself. Some people don't want to see you on top. Some people, my God, don't want to see you make it. And they'll do whatever they can to distort your image of your